Paladins. It is I, Corinne, the Chaotic Good Paladin, and as you'll notice, the backdrop has changed for this video. So, I would like to first welcome everyone to my September 2022 TBR video. I haven't posted one of these videos in a couple of months. Last one it was, I think, in June, which was my birthday month. So I'm just going to cut right to the chase and tell you guys what's going to happen in this video. Sometimes in my videos, I like to make a long, rambly introduction and be like, keeping the suspense until the end, but I'm just going to tell you straight out, we have a new TBR game this month. This also happens to be the 3rd anniversary of me doing a TBR game. 3-year anniversary. We're counting it even though I have like half the time not uploaded my TBR video. The truth behind that is that I hate editing. Editing videos is terrible. But while I was filming my June video, my Yusen Hanyomi board, which you saw in the June video was kind of already broken, finally died on me. This is one piece of 4. It was, it used to like fold up into 4 different pieces. I think I tossed out the other 3. At first I was just like, oh, I'll just like redraw the board, and then I remembered how much time I spent drawing this board. I spent like 4 hours making this thing. And then I was like, oh, maybe I could just take off the paper and put it on a new board, or glue the board back together. And then I thought, no, we just need a new game entirely. So Yusen Hanyomi is officially, there we go. I just threw it over into my garbage can, or next to my garbage can. So, goodbye. If you've read the title of this video, you already know what game we're going to play instead. We are bringing back an old favorite of mine, and I hope an old favorite of yours, and that is the Lord of the Rings adventure board game, the complete trilogy, which I used to play, and it's, so I'm officially calling it Lord of the TBR version 2.0. After Yusen Hanyomi broke, I spent a lot of time thinking about what new games I could make. A few games I considered were Chess Chooses My TBR, but I couldn't figure out how that would correlate to my TBR. Like, for example, using a random number and a random letter generator to generate random chess moves. And then, like, I place little prompts around the board on specific spots. And then, like, I have to play until I get 8 books or something. I couldn't figure out how to make it work. Then I tried to make like a wheel of TBR like Codie does, but then I realized what I really like is having a TBR game that's uniquely mine, that no one else has. So I didn't want to do a wheel of TBR because other people besides Codie had a wheel of TBR. So I decided that we could revive my Lord of the TBR. The reason I stopped doing it in the first place is because it was getting kind of beat up and battered, and I had trouble. Basically, my eBay search skills were not up to par, and I didn't know how to search it up on eBay to actually find it. So I was like, oh my god, it's like out of print. I can't find it anywhere anymore. I have to save this for when I want to play it with my friends. But I only have one friend who even likes Lord of the Rings. I need to get some new friends, apparently. And she has always promised to come over and play with me sometime. And she just never has done that. I don't blame her, of course. She's super duper busy. She's a single mom to 2 boys, and she has a full-time job and a bunch of other obligations, and there's just no time to do anything that we want to do together, especially not a board game that'll take like 4 hours to get through. We will be reviving Lord of the TBR for my TBR game from now on. When I stopped using my game, I actually threw away all of my old prompts and my poster things that I used to hold the prompts on, and everything like that. So the first thing I had to do was make all new posters. So we have new posters. You might notice this one looks a little bit different. It says Change Gem. When I was remaking my game, I thought that it might be fun to add in something similar to Yusen Hanyomi, like with the color of the spaces. It was like, oh, you have to choose a middle grade book that is also in hardcover, or you have to choose a YA book that is also a classic or something. But so I found these little like fake gemstones online and was like, oh, I could use these in the game, but that ended up not working out. I tried a version of the game using the gemstones, and it just made it so complicated, so long it added extra time to the game. It didn't make it any more interesting. It didn't make it any easier to choose TBR. It was just more trouble than it was worth. So I scrapped the gem idea. We'll just be doing a prompt on every spot. I believe when I did my Lord of the TBR before, the red dot spot, which was like a landmark or a city, would always be Year of Asian Stories, but I don't remember anymore. So we're just going to put a regular prompt on there. Okay, because it's been a while since I last did this TBR game, I'm just gonna review some rules really quick for you. I'm going to do 8 rolls, and that'll end up with me choosing 8 different books. I am going to, however, when we get out the board and stuff and start doing the rolls, I'm going to start on the space where I left off last Lord TBR game. Oh, I have to tell you guys what readathons I'm doing this month. I don't believe there's another round of the Aurelium Magical Readathon this month. I did the Aurelium Magical Readathon last month. I almost succeeded, but I will tell you guys about that in my wrap-up video. But this month, I'm just going to do one readathon, and that is Buzzwordathon, which I've been doing all year. For Buzzwordathon, you're supposed to read as many books as possible during the first week of the month with the buzzword in the title, but I'm changing it just a little bit, and I'm saying I only have to choose one book through the entire month that has the buzzword in the title. And this month, the buzzword is light, dark, or some other related word. And so this month, the book I'm most excited to read, I am excited to read it anyway, but since it counts for a Buzzwordathon, I'm also excited to read it. But this month, I will be trying to fit Shadow and Bone on my TBR. Yes, I'm finally diving into the Grishaverse. I've heard that the Shadow and Bone trilogy is not as good as the Six of Crows duology. People who like Leigh Bardugo tend to prefer the Six of Crows duology, but if Six of Crows is so good, then I will read, and I read that one first, I won't be able to get through Shadow and Bone, so I want to get through Shadow and Bone and just sort of like get a basic introduction to this world. Plus, she wrote these first, and then she wrote Six of Crows, so it feels more appropriate to start with Shadow and Bone. So I'm reading Shadow and Bone this month. It counts for Buzzwordathon. I'm excited to read it. I've always been wanting to read this one. My Grishaverse-obsessed friend has been begging me to get into this series, so I'm finally going to get into it. Technically, this is a 5-star prediction because she loves this series so much, so I'm expecting to love it because we have similar reading tastes. Also, I'm doing a reading challenge called the Color-Coded Reading Challenge, where I have to read one book. I have to read books with different colors in the title, and one of the prompts is a book with a colorful word in the title, like shadow, dark, ink, polka dot, plaid. I had a couple others I could choose for that one, like I could reread the Ink World trilogy, or I have a book over here with dark in the title. But this one I'm most excited about for that prompt, so we're going to read Shadow and Bone this month, and I'm going to try and fit it down somewhere. I have all of my prompts here. I'm just going to pull them at random. Let's start with the brown square spot. So on the brown square, the prompt will be Buzzwordathon. Oh, perfect. So if this comes up, I have to choose a book that fits my Buzzwordathon prompt for the month. So on the blue fiery snowflake spot, we'll have part of a series. The green flower spot, we will choose random letter. This one's always fun. For the red fire spot over here, we have queer rep. Always a good one to have. For the black Eye of Sauron space, we will choose debut novels. For the green snake horse spot, let's choose this one. Short read. For the purple star square spot, we will choose this one. Most recently acquired. And finally, for the red dot, for the landmark space, we will choose paperback. And let's go ahead and get started with the roll number 1. And here we go. Roll number 1 of Lord of the TBR version 2.0. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was able to get Buzzwordathon. Rule number 1 in our game was an easy pick. It was to choose a Buzzwordathon book. So of course I'll be choosing Shadow and Bone, which I showed you guys. I'm so excited to get into this. I'm so excited to read this and then tell my friend of who is obsessed with the Grishaverse. Hey, I loved it! I loved it so much! It was so good! I can't wait to tell her, like, I gave it 5 stars! I'm so excited to finally get into this and start the series and see what all the hype is about. Alright, we've got to change out the prompt for the brown square spot. So we are going to switch it out to Corinne choice. This one always causes me a little bit of stress because the point of my TBR game is because I don't make good decisions. I can't make decisions about what to read. So, it's a little bit stressful. Ugh. Roll number 2. 9. Make sure you guys can see that. It's 9. So, we're gonna head up to the green snakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Short read. For the next prompt, short read, I'm just gonna choose The Cat Who Saved Books by Sosuke Natsukawa. This is a very cute looking short novella-ish? I don't know. But it's 192 pages long, I just checked. And it's translated from Japanese. And it's about a boy who inherits his grandfather's bookshop. And then there's a cat. And I don't know anything else about it. This looks so cute. So there's a talking cat and it asks, and this boy has inherited his grandfather's bookshop. And they have to go and save books from negligent owners. It just looks adorable. I'm so excited about it. This looks so charming, so cute. It's about a cat. It's about a bookshop. I love those things, especially in books. So this is just gonna hit all the buttons for me. This is probably gonna be a favorite of the year, 5 stars. And then I can shove it in all my friends' faces. So I hope Ari and Av are ready for me to shove this in their faces once I'm done with this. And now we've got to switch out short read. Wait, it's over here. Short read. There you go. And we're going to pick Mood Pick. 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's roll again because it's a plain brown spot. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And roll again because it's a plain brown spot. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's a blue snowflake, so we're going to choose a book that's part of a series. Book number 3 in our game is going to be to choose a book that's part of a series. Took a peek around, and the ones that I'm kind of excited to read this month are all standalones. So for this one, I'm going to choose a reread because I just got book number 3 in this series. And I really want to continue it, but it's been so long since I've read books 1 and 2 that I want to reread the entire series through all at the same time. So for this book, I will choose Dragon Rider by Cornelia Funke. This has always been one of my favorite books of all time. It's about a dragon and a young boy and a snarky brownie, and they all team up to go find a new home for the dragons. And then they find this old enemy. And then there's like, the enemy has like an underling that he mistreats. And then there's a plot twist. And it's kind of what you'd expect from the story. You know, it's not really anything super duper like mind-blowing, but it's really well done nonetheless. And I just love this book so much. So I'm going to reread book 1. And then either this month or next month, I'm going to reread book 2. And then that'll allow me to go into book 3, The Aurelia's Curse. Alright, we gotta change out the prompt for part of a series. So the next prompt we will choose will be hardcover. So any book in hardcover. Roll number 4, I believe. So we're about halfway done. We're just gonna roll and see where we go. Alright, it's an 8. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Purple spot for most recent. Our next prompt is to choose the most recent, and usually this would be like the most recently purchased I have, but I actually went to the library this past weekend. I already had some library books checked out, but I ended up checking out a few more, and one of them was My Neighbor Totoro by Hayao Miyazaki and Sugi Kubo. Technically it's a reread. This movie is just so cute. It's my comfort book, my comfort movie, and I haven't read this book in years, so I want to reread it because ever since I read it for the first time a while ago, I've been thinking about getting my own copy of it because, oh my gosh, look how pretty. It's got a map in here, and then they've got like these little acorns, and it's just the cutest book ever. You guys all know the story of this book. This book is about sisters Satsuki and Mei, who live with their father. Their mother is in the hospital due to tuberculosis, and their father has just recently purchased a new house so they can move closer to the hospital, I assume. One day, Mei is out playing, and she meets a strange creature called a Totoro. Both the sisters end up meeting the Totoro, and it's just so cute. And then Mei goes missing, and she has to go find him with help from Totoro. That's like the main plot, too. But it's just basically like Studio Ghibli, you know? I love Studio Ghibli. Let's change out the prompt for most recent. And the new one shall be TBR Games. Continue a series. Ooh. So if this one comes up, I have to choose another book in a series. So we're going to do roll number 5. And it's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 4, sorry. 4. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to roll again. 2. 1, 2. And it's a queer rep. Book is to choose a book with queer representation. And for that one, I am choosing Meet Cute Diary by Emery Lee. Not only is the main character a trans boy, and he falls in love with another boy, but also Emery Lee is trans, so it has like double queer rep. It's about a trans person and written by a trans author, and I just love it so much. Plus, it's about the main character has a blog where he writes posts about meet cutes, and they're technically fiction, but that just is all sorts of stuff that I like, where it's like a different format, like blog posts and emails and stuff, and like there's different formats for telling the story. That just is like so exciting to me, and I can't wait to read this one and just have all the cute feels, adorableness. We gotta change out the prompt for queer representation. Our next prompt will be average rating greater than 4.0. So for this one, I have to choose a book that the average rating on Goodreads is over 4.0. 1, 2, 3. And it's a blank spot, so you gotta roll again. I went the wrong way. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And gonna roll again. A 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's an Eye of Sauron, so we'll choose a debut novel. Our next prompt is to choose a debut novel. And I've been looking at my other books, but I've been eyeing this one a little bit. So for this one, I have chosen one that recently got announced as going to have an adaptation. I'm very excited about it. It's got great autism rep. It's by an autistic author, and it's about a girl who has autism. And it's a author I know. I've liked her writing style in the past, so I should really enjoy this one. It's also really short, so it shouldn't be too hard to get through. And that is A Kind of Spark by Ellie McNichol. I'm so excited about this one. I read Show Us Who You Are for the first time in 2021. Yes? And it made me cry my eyes out, buckets of tears. Very excited about this one. I can't wait to get into it. I have no idea what it's about. I just know it's about an autistic girl who learns about the history of her town, and they had like the Salem witch trials in her town. She thinks that the witches were autistic, and that just looks so interesting. I'm so excited to read this one, and I don't know what it's about, so I can't tell you what it's about. So I'm just gonna say, like, if you want to know what this book is about, go look up the description, because probably that explains it a lot better than me. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is gonna be a 5 stars. It's gonna be my new favorite of the year, new favorite book of all time. I can't wait. Okay, roll number 7, and it's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have to roll again. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more roll. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and we'll choose a book using my old Uno game. If you guys missed it, I will link in the playlist and the info card up above. You hit the screen, there should be an eye icon, and you click on that, and it'll take you to a playlist called From Tarot to TBR Games, which will take you to a playlist of all the TBR games I've ever done in my entire career on BookTube. But I did this game for like 1 month. I did this for my January TBR last year. It didn't end up being what I thought it would be. It was very boring to film, it was very boring to edit, it was very boring to watch, and I hated it very much. I decided to immediately switch to a different game again. I still have all the prompts here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get out my Uno cards, and I'm going to pull out an Uno card, and then use these prompts that I made for my old game to choose a book. I can't find all of my Uno cards, but I found a good selection of them. Shuffle them all up. Blue skip. A blue skip card is... Okay, so a blue skip actually means that we get to choose a mood pick. So just anything at all later in the month. So it's basically this prompt where I don't choose a book right now, I choose one later in the month that fits my mood. So that was a rather fun little surprise that Uno had for me. We're going to go ahead and change out that prompt. So we're going to change out Uno choice. So the prompt we will choose will be TBR game. So if this comes up, I have to use someone else's TBR game to choose a book. Oh, we're going to roll. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's an I am Sauron spot. Last prompt in the game is to use someone else's TBR game to choose a book. And for this one, I think I'm going to try Stephanie in the book, Stephanie Bookverse TBR Star Hop, which I will link in the description box below. I recently discovered Stephanie's TBR Star Hop game, and I fell in love with it. It was so cute. It's such an original concept. I've been binge watching all of her TBR Star Hop videos lately. My favorite part of her TBR Star Hop is not like going on the board and choosing the books, but at the end she does this thing where she has a spinner wheel, and she spins a wheel on her phone, and it gives her a prompt. She has 10 seconds to choose a book that fits that prompt. So it's absolute chaos. It's so much fun. I love watching it. I love her watching. It's so much fun. I've always wanted to try it for myself, and I was kind of tempted to like steal that idea and put it in my own TBR game, but I'm like, nah, I'll just do a TBR game and do that one for a TBR game. We're gonna try it. I'm gonna try out Stephanie's TBR Star Hop spinner wheel end of game thing, because it's also the end of my game too, so that might be a fun way to finish up my game just for this month. I'm not going to do it every month, but just this month. So I'm just going to use this random wheel site. I use it all the time. I'm just going to choose out 10 random prompts, put them on the wheel. I'm going to give myself 15 seconds to choose a book for that prompt. And then if I don't get it, I have to share an embarrassing secret with you guys on the internet. All right, that'll be my punishment. Okay, start 15-second timer. Okay, library. Library. I could choose that one. I'm just gonna choose that one. Okay, I found it. Stop timer. I have chosen Fight and Flight by Jules Macias. And this is a book that I got at the library, and it is about a girl who has EDS, which is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder. It's also very common to have it like comorbid with autism too. I work at a mainstream autism inclusion program at a public school, and one of my students has EDS. The teacher who works with me in the program, her daughter also has EDS. So I was very invested in wanting to read this book. I don't know if it's own voices or not. It doesn't say that Jules had EDS too, or has EDS. Oh, there's a bunch of spirograph doodles in the back. My kids love doing spirograph drawings. Acknowledgements. Oh, okay. So the author says in the acknowledgements, sorry I coded your genes with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and a busticated brain. I didn't do it on purpose. So it looks like their son, I'm assuming it's a son because their name is Max. Looks like their son has EDS, so that's why they chose to write this book. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and comment on this video. That tells the YouTube algorithm that it's good and that more people should watch it. This is the stack of books I'll be reading this month. I'm Corinne, the Chaotic Good Paladin, and I make videos talking about the books you should be reading, so you don't have to spend hours scouring the New York Times or Goodreads bestseller list to find the next book you want to read. Farewell to all of my fellow paladins, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!